All right, all right, all right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Probably more gentlemen in here than ladies. Let's see where my mic is at. All right, that's good. That's good. What's going on, everyone in the chat? That's right, Top Tier. We get it popping early, man. Shout out to Top Tier, Dre Barnes. What's up? That's right. Noble Sports Entertainment says Detroit Sports Alliance all day. That's right, man. What is going on, y'all? Something I want to try doing, guys. Maybe a Monday morning segment. We'll see how it goes. I've done this before. It's been a minute since I've gone live back to back like this. But what's up, Detroit Legend Sportscast? Hey, listen, shout out to Willie Kennedy Jr. Me and him got to talk, man. I wanted to kind of talk about some things that's in the headlines today. Not going to be on that long, maybe a half hour, maybe. And then you guys I'll see how this video does, and then we'll go from there. Maybe we can make this a Monday morning thing. Anyway, guys, let's get straight to it. If you were here for my live stream on Saturday night, you know we talked about Calvin Johnson and the situation that he's in with the Lions, and as far as them making amends with him. And I put a poll out. And I wish I could show you guys what it is, but I can tell you. So I put it up about a day ago, and so far it has 65 votes. Now that's low, but 65 votes. And I want somebody in the chat, if you are not busy typing or working, tell me, where do you think the percentage is of votes? It was two different choices: to pay Calvin Johnson back or to not pay him back. Now I have 65 votes, 8 likes, and 5 comments. Somebody put it in the chat, and in about 5 minutes, I'll tell you guys what the actual answer is. So I want to talk about last night's game. Now, between the Golden State Warriors and Toronto Raptors. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are Dre Barnes. I did see your comment. You were actually one of the ones that commented for Calvin. And I know Detroit Legend Sportscast is also for Calvin as well. But did anybody see the game last night? I know everybody saw it, right? And I'm sitting there, and I'm watching it on DVR, and I'm watching this game, man. And I'm just like, man, the Golden State Warriors were up, and I'm like, here they go. And then Clay got hurt, and I'm just like, I wonder, is Toronto going to pull this game off? So turns out, if you watch the game, man, Andre Iguodala, who did not look like he was 100% yesterday, hit a clutch three-pointer near the end. What's up, JGB? Near the end of the game. As a matter of fact, dude, it was like 6 seconds or something left on the clock. It was, I mean, the finals are just like the most amazing series. I really think that the finals are super awesome, man. I absolutely love them. So shout out to Golden State. I know a lot of people don't want Golden State to win. They would much prefer Toronto Raptors to win. But last night kind of showed you if Kawhi can't do it, the Raptors are in a bad position. He was missing shots. Hey, everybody was missing shots yesterday. Everybody was missing shots. Hey, Willie, Detroit Legend Sportscast, we got to get on the mic, man, because we got to talk about, I know you got some other plans, and depending on how those go, we'll go from there. But we want to get on the mic. Split. Let me see. George Morgan says split, but I see people on Twitter talking about him coming back to play. So I wonder how many people don't realize what the actual situation is. Well, all right. George Morgan say split. Do I have anybody else before I tell you? It's absolutely crazy. George probably knows because you can actually see it. So the anticipation was kind of killed right there. Dude, this is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen this. This is 51% out of 65 votes is 51% for not paying Calvin the money back. 49% to pay him back the $1 million. And it's crazy because it keeps going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, this Calvin Johnson thing is huge. I had a whole hour-long video about that. Willie, what's up, Aaron? I see you, man. Willie, I know that you are for the Lions paying Calvin Johnson back, and that's a whole other discussion that we had the other day, but I would love to talk to you about it a little later on. So, guys, mandatory minicamp for the Detroit Lions starts tomorrow. And I honestly believe that there's no issue. Snacks and Darius Slay will be there. But from what I want to know from you guys, it's like, I know this is super exciting. I was thinking about potentially going to Allen Park to see if I can, see it from Rotunda. For those of you who live in the D and around the D, it's right off Rotunda in Southfield. And I'm like, if they practicing outdoors, which they probably will be, I know it's supposed to rain Wednesday, but that would be something amazing, man. Top Tier says, man, F parentheses Calvin Johnson, man. Okay, but I thought you had something else going on today, Will. Let me know, man. If not, then we definitely could potentially hop back on. I got some family from out of town, and they're going to be heading out, but maybe we can get on, man. I see this Calvin Johnson thing is huge, man. So if y'all want to talk about it for another 20 minutes, we can. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Dre Barnes says, Ford a billionaire and will never run out of money. Give him the money on a per face of the organization move. We nearly have legends. We need to keep Calvin around. Plus, he could help Galloway and rookies. Okay, so here's my thing. This is my whole thing, and Willie, we can talk about it later if you want, man, if we have the time. My whole thing with Calvin Johnson and his whole situation is I don't think y'all understand. Now, okay, so Calvin Johnson had a $16 million signing bonus. $16 million. Now keep that in mind. Okay, Top Tier. It is $1 million, bro. It's $1 million. So here's the thing. So Calvin Johnson signed a 5-year contract. Okay, 5 years. Keep that in mind. He played 3 of those 5. Okay. So Calvin Johnson was done in 2016. He played 3 of the 5. His signing bonus, guys, was $16 million. Okay, keep that number in mind, $16 million. So when he left and decided to retire, he had not yet earned $3.2 million. And this is the part that I think people are missing. $3.2 million. So the Lions come back and say, hey, we're going to let you keep $2.2 million of that. Okay. We are asking for $1 million. Okay. So it's not, even if they ask for the 3.2, I'm okay with that. And I know we got a lot of, Willie, I saw your video yesterday. I know there's a lot of people. I mean, the fan base is legitimately split down the middle about this thing. But I don't think they realize that the Detroit, it's conflicting reports out there. But the Detroit Lions let this man, he wants to complain about his body and all this other stuff. Oh, I took a beating and all this. Okay, so for that, we're going to let you keep $2.2 million. And we're going to need $1 million back. Okay. And he wants to sit, stand, and pout because he's upset that the Detroit Lions. I gotta fix my little thing over here. He's mad that the Detroit Lions asked for what they asked back, and I don't think he's right at all. But like I said, man, the fan base is legitimately split. I mean, 100% down the middle about this thing, and it's crazy to me. I don't understand why. If you did a job and you didn't complete the job, would you expect a full pay? I don't understand it. It's real simple. Detroit Legend says $1 million and he might come out of retirement to play. Calvin Johnson is not coming out of retirement. Willie, I'm going to tell you why. He's not going to come out unless the Lions decided to deal him away or something like that. The Lions own Calvin Johnson. So whenever Calvin Johnson decides to come back to the Detroit Lions, to football, he's coming back to the Detroit Lions. And then they can decide what they want to do with him. George Morgan says, I'd be okay if they donated it to his name in the organization that he picks. Okay, George, let me ask you this. Why are you upset in the first place? Top Tier. Yeah, that's what I thought. He tripping about $1 million. He wants us to pay for his dispensary. That's funny. They didn't ask for year 4, which was 2.2. Roland G, we still talking about Calvin. Want Calvin to come back. No, I don't want him to come back. We started I started rolling because I put a poll up on my community tab, and after 65 votes, it is legitimately split down the middle with not paying back Calvin, just barely edging out to pay the man back. And I actually cannot believe that. That is amazing to me. What's up, 313? I see you, man. Last I hear, Calvin could barely walk because of his knee. Yeah, Calvin is done, man. He's not coming back. I'm with Bob Quinn and the Lions on this one. Thank you, D-Town. He ain't pout. He could trash the Lions. He just stepped back and said, I'm not going with y'all on principle. Now, here's what I said the other day. I said this the other day. J-Mo, Oakland didn't ask Marshawn for money back. Other players as well. I can see why he's upset. Well, hey, J-Mo, I want to talk about this tomorrow for a little while, man. I don't care that Oakland didn't ask for the money back. That's the Lions. That's Oakland. You know what I'm saying? If you came to do something for me and you said, hey, I'm going to do it for you, and then you don't, I'm going to be like, yo, Jay, 313, can I get that bread back? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. And then it's not like he didn't retire abruptly. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's a whole crazy thing. So shout out to everybody rocking at work. I see y'all. Dre Barnes says, but they the one pressing Calvin. He don't care about the Lions. So if you want to save face, not to look like you ruin relationships with you greats, then pay him or leave him alone. Are they really though? Are they really? I haven't seen anywhere that the Lions are like pressing Calvin. You know what I'm saying? I think it came up with the fact that he's 2 years away from Hall of Fame eligibility, which is another conversation that I want to have with you guys. And they could be pressing him. They could be pressing him because he was a Lion his entire career, and now he's going to be eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2 years, and I think they want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? So what better way to be a part of that than the men? But the question I have for y'all is, are the Lions going to break? This Calvin Johnson thing, yeah, we still talking about it because it's huge. It's over all the websites, Detroit Free Press. All of the stuff you can look at, it's on there. So it's legitimately out there that Calvin Johnson is upset and he wants to be paid. J-Mo, what you say, man? What did you say? I'm just saying other organizations didn't ask their Pantheon players for money back, but the Lions did. Marshawn didn't finish either in Seattle. I hear what you're saying. But like I told them before, J-Mo, they owed him. He was supposed to pay back 3.2, but they said, yo, we're going to let you keep 3.2 of that. Can we get $1 million? So that's the part so Calvin's like, nope, I want the whole thing. I only played 2 years or 3 years of my 5-year contract, and I want all of it. They already let the man keep 2.2, according to the reports. George Morgan says he didn't earn it, but he has a PR move to save face with the team. It will make Calvin either okay with it or a completely greedy individual. And if wants money, he get paid for appearances. Now, look, Barry Sanders is a paid ambassador. That's pretty much what it is, right? Paid for appearances. So Barry Sanders is a employee of the Lions organization, just not in player form, obviously. Dre Barnes, they keep bringing him up. Haven't heard him mention them. Yeah, he not. You see why he not. I think the media might have spun this thing up. You know what I'm saying? Just like the media asked him the question. They asked Rod Wood back at the Taste of Detroit or whatever it is, Taste of Lions. And then they asked that same media asked him when he came to do his thing last week. I think it was Saturday. It was one of them days that they did this whole thing. J-Mo says, if the Lions want to fix this, just pay him the money. Whether y'all like it or not, if we don't pay him, then he won't come back. That simple. I'm okay with it, Jay. I really am, man. I'm huge on principle, and I think that it's okay. They gave the man 2.2, so what he mad for? Roland G says, well, the Lions need to deal with this because this will linger over the coming seasons. I don't know, man. I feel like the Lions will budge. I really do, because if they miss this Hall of Fame opportunity, that's going to be like, that's one thing they can't get back. So I really believe that the Lions are going to, I think they're going to budge. Martha Ford might, and decide to pay Calvin $1 million. And if Calvin gets this $1 million, then that's going to set all types of precedents for the future and players in the future. So I don't know. I think management and ownership is kind of divided. Like what? Because I think Calvin is trying to make a statement. So I think that now ownership needs to make a statement. So you know what I'm saying? You got these two sides battling back and forth. Roland G says, well, the Lions need, okay, I saw that. Stop asking for him to come back if you don't want to pay him. I hear you, Jay. It says, Dre Barnes says, plus he signed that deal after the successful 2011 season. Then Caldwell brought in a reward to run offense and ruin the offense I would left. Okay, it is very difficult to read sometimes, some of these texts, man. Phantom, what's up, man? What up? Detroit Rage. What's popping? Rage, you left a comment, didn't you? You left a comment. What's up, man? Well, we was talking some other stuff. Toronto Raptors losing yesterday. That was like super brief. But this Calvin thing is kind of taking over. He can stay gone. For the first time, I agree with J-Mo. Okay. All right. Yeah, I heard your video yesterday, Willie. I think you had some solid points in there. But I think it comes down to... no, it's cool, man. It's cool. Dre, it's cool. I think it comes down to which side is going to budge first. And I think that whether or not, that's the man, what he decides to do. Now, I did say that it changes my opinion of him. And the reason I said that is because what's up, Paul? What's going on, man? Congratulations. I thought school was out, bro. Congratulations on the 700 subs, man. Anyway, back to school, man. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. Here's my thing with that. If you were a big name star, right? Big name mega star, you got millions of dollars to your name, and you then are put in a position where it's no longer about the organization. It's about the fan base. Because let's be honest, we help put that money in his pocket, right? We help, we filled the seats. We bought the jerseys, all of that stuff. So my thing is, if Calvin wants to continue to take the stand, then he should, in my opinion, put something out on Twitter, letting us, the fans, know that, hey, you know what? It might seem like I'm clamoring over $1 million, but this is a bigger picture. So I think a statement from him would be nice instead of this media stuff that we're getting of a quote that they took. They want me back. They got to pay me. There's only one way to get me back. I mean, and so to me, I mean, I can't blame him for how he's feeling. That's how he feels. I'm like, if I was to do some work and I didn't do it, why would I expect to be paid? But that's just me. But it's a very hot subject with this, in YouTube world now and Detroit fan base, man. They are truly divided on whether or not, Calvin's never going to play. He's done playing. He's happy doing his thing. So he's done with all that. But I'm actually very surprised how divided this fan base is. Roland says, on another note, the Lions don't pay Calvin and he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, then the Lions will go down as the team that kept Calvin from making the Hall of Fame. We don't need the black eye. Okay, guys, here's what I want to know with that. Why does this money, how does this money have anything to do with the Hall of Fame? How does the money interfere with the Hall of Fame? I'm not really understanding how that has anything to do with the Hall of Fame. He just wouldn't have, I guess, no connection with the Lions, but I don't think that it has any bearing on whether he makes the Hall of Fame or not. Let me see where we at. It's the D-Town says it's this week's story. It will pass like all things. It will, man, but it is hot, dude. Like, this story is blazing hot. Like, I don't know why, but it is everywhere. J-Mo says, people got to realize this is Calvin Johnson we talking about. Top 5 receiver of all time, a legend, and that gets you respect. You don't want this in the media. It's a bad look. I agree that it's a bad look, but So basically, J-Mo, are you saying that because his legend status, are you saying his legend status means that, I mean, like he should have got paid, like the line, because he's a legend? And they didn't pay like the greatest legend of all with Barry Sanders. They asked for their money back with him, and he was a legend, you know, like certified legend, doing stuff I've still never seen to this day. You know what I mean? 20 years after retirement, there's still not a running back like Barry Sanders. Roland agrees with J-Mo. Seriously, that sounds like a big nothing except a handout. George Morgan says it's from his Twitter. Social media is a cancer. Exactly, says Roland J-Mo. Phantom Alpha, not paying Calvin. He has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame. He'll make the Hall of Fame. Agreed. Yeah, he's going to make the Hall of Fame. That's what I'm saying. Like, this money has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame at all. But I think it's going to be a topic tomorrow for us fellas to get on. J-Mo, I see where you stand. Y'all see where I stand. I haven't actually talked to Luke and TA about this, so I really don't know. Really don't know. So that should be fun. All right, Paul, I see you, man. Congratulations again. Yeah, I understand. But Barry, here's the thing, man. Somebody put in the chat the other day that the Lions asked back $6.5 million. Now, I haven't verified that. That's a lot of money. I don't know what he totally owed, but somebody said that that's what he asked back. That's a lot of money. At the same time, I'm all for, you got to put in the work, man. You cannot expect. I mean, here's the thing that I was trying to convey to y'all the other night. We go to work every day. That's like, okay, we go to work every day. And I feel like to me, Calvin Johnson has a sense of entitlement. Dude, you didn't work. Give us the money. And here's the thing that, like I said before several times now, they asked for a third of it back. But he like, nope, I want everything. I'm Calvin Johnson. I want it all. Okay, bro, we trying to compromise with you. So in my opinion, they did. They said, yo, here's your 2.2. We need $1 million to do whatever we gonna do with that. So I'm legend status, so I can do what I want to do. No, man. No. I could care less, but I understand this issue. Typical J-Mo. Every other organization has let their players keep the money. Well, somebody said yesterday in one of my videos that wasn't true, that they have asked money. Well, maybe it was another comment, but that they've asked money back. Well, I mean, every other organization, not the Lions. Like I said, man, in the chat, like the fans, it looks like that y'all are split down the middle on this thing. JGB says, what player has signed a mega contract and quit before the contract was up? Anybody know? Yeah, okay, you being sarcastic, JG. Man, I was in Good Morning Football today with me. Sweet 88 was up in there too, man. He said you usually come in there, so I was looking forward to you coming in there, man. But I had to dip out. Let me see. Alpha says, J-Mo, it has nothing to do with being cheap. They paid him for his work. Calvin is the one who did keep. Okay, all right. I guess he's saying Calvin he doesn't need to be a spoiled brat. That's in capital letters. Okay, Roland G said, but in all honesty, I lost my respect for Calvin, who I thought was a humble guy. Yes, he's a top receiver, but the message he's putting out is more about the money than the fans. Bam, 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 bam. That's what I'm talking about, Roland. That has been my entire, you took the words literally out of my mouth. That's exactly how, because to me, it feels like he doesn't care about us. And that's why they play the game, right? That's one of the reasons. Money, obviously. It's like money. They love it. And I do also believe that playing for the Lions completely destroyed Calvin Johnson in the sense of he 0-16, the abuse to his body and stuff like that. But my thing was when he re-signed with us in 2012, why? Why didn't you go to the Patriots then? Why didn't you go to a team that was going to get you those 3 or 4 rings before I don't know. J-Mo says it's not as simple as you are making it. Name one or the organization that's asking for money back from one of their greatest player of all time. I actually don't know. But see, that I think that's why fans are torn, because you looking at it as, I'm looking at it from a business. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? If you came into my business and you were supposed to work 8 hours and you work 6, you going to get paid for 8 hours. That's just it. I don't care, how great of an employee you are. I'm not going to give you an extra 2 hours pay. Or you know what? Let's take that back. I'm going to give you some of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. So this thing is real hot because, so let me ask you something. Does anybody have an issue? Nobody's mentioned the fact that they actually let him keep $2.2 million of it. I don't understand. J-Mo, did you type that again? Stop asking him to come back if you don't want him to give up the bag. Let me go back up. Man, this thing is hot. Okay, Melvin Drew. Let me see. Other than Calvin, who has done this? Didn't Barry do it? JGB? If you had, let me see what this is. This is like a math question. If you had $86,400 and someone stole $10 from you, would you throw away the $86,390 you still have to try to get your $10 back, or would you let it go? I would let it go. Come on, man. That's kind of a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Are you trying, Melvin? Are you trying to compare that with $1 million? Because percentage-wise, that don't add up. It don't add up. Willie says Detroit Legend Sportscast says the Lions not paying for what he needs to do. They're paying for what he has already done. Oh, okay. Okay, Willie, I see you. So I'm going to get paid because I'm the greatest employee of all time. So they're just going to give me money that I didn't earn. Why don't you talk to your boss and see if that happened? I'm being real. I'm not even trying to be funny. Why don't you talk to your boss and see if they do that? Yo, man, I'm like employee of the month. You think I get that money? I ain't going to come in to work next week, but I want that money though. I don't know. I love you, Willie. What he says, signing bonus money doesn't count against the cap anyways. It has nothing to do with how the GM will handle it. It's not about the money. It's about respect. You don't get it. I thought, okay, that's what I'm saying. So, but we talking about $1 million, bro. We talking about $1 million. So it's like, what would you do? If somebody was like, yo, so we're going to pay Calvin because we respect Calvin. But that's what I'm trying to understand, Jay, and the rest of the chat. You respected him enough to let him keep 2.2. And I'm sure there was a reason they asked for that $1 million, not trying to be petty. Like, oh, they could have been, no, I don't know. I wasn't there. They could have been like, well, you're just trying to be petty. Give us our $1 million back. But to me, if the Lions were trying to be petty, they would have been like, let me get, they won't, they going to have they accountant in there like, 3.2 million dollars and 95 cents. Thank you. I'll take it. So I'm like, how? I don't understand, man. But like I said, this is one of the things that we will never agree on, man. Okay, Melvin, they coming in so fast. It's so hot. Let me see. J-Mo, if you ever need any work done around the house, I'll hire you, man. J-Mo, if you ever need any work done around your house, hire me. I'll only do half the work and I'm going to keep the money. Y'all some fools. Melvin, not forgetting, if that $10 belongs to you, is it your $10? You don't have to make compromises for things that are yours. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. That money was not Calvin's. He had not earned it yet. I don't understand that. He had not earned the money. If you try to go anywhere else outside of sports and ask, yo, man, out of respect, I won't, you pay me money I didn't earn, you will get laughed out of there. I don't understand this. This is crazy to me. So because he played football and he got beat up and hit, he chose that life. So I don't understand. This is amazing to me. Now if that's like, okay, guys, you go to work, right? Your boss say, hey, we don't have the money. You like, excuse me? We don't have the money to pay you, George Morgan or Derek Fields. We don't got the money to pay you. So wait, you mean to tell me that I work for free for 2 weeks? Where's my money, right? That's how you're going to be. Where is my money? So you put in the work, but they were unable to pay you. It's not okay for the employer to be like, yo, Derek, we thought you was going to work 40 hours, but you worked 30. Have you ever been in a situation where your job overpaid you? How many times have they let you keep that money? Oh, it happened to me. It happened to me. Okay. So if you work 30 hours instead of 40, but you the best employee they have, you think they're going to be like, respect, Derek, 100, you keep that money. I don't think so. Why is it okay for Calvin? Because he's I don't get it. It falls on the Fords, and Calvin is not at fault for this. It is truly, if you have not voted on my poll, please go vote. I see us talking about this at least a solid half hour tomorrow on the round table with all of you guys. I cannot wait because this is crazy. Melvin Drew says that's the Lions money. He broke the contract, period. So we know where Melvin stands. Oh, Melvin, I thought you was the other way, man. I thought you was trying to make the point for the other way. Alpha says, if I pay you $1 million to do a job, but then you don't do it, then why should I let you keep it? And then Ramon, the New Age, says, well, then why ask for the meal? Why not the whole 3.3? Because they were trying to be that. I wasn't there. I don't know. And I don't know why they didn't ask for it. I'm guessing because they wanted him to have the 2.2, but for some reason they needed that $1 million to do something with. I don't know. I wasn't there. But whatever it is, it's $1 million to Calvin Megatron Johnson. So, I mean, now if you taking $1 million for me, I'm going to be sick. All right. He says, okay, I already read that one. JMO said, like I said, George, it's not that simple. JMO, how are you going to ask for some of the money back and not all? Because you trying to you trying to let the man keep some of them. Dang, y'all done went so fast, I can't even keep up. So what do y'all really want? I want Calvin to be happy. I want Calvin to be happy. And if that means that he's happy without his $1 million, I'm happy. I'm happy for Calvin. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If he holds out as long as it takes, I hope that I want Calvin to be happy. That's the only thing I want out of this whole situation. People keep saying Calvin didn't finish, but him leaving literally made Stafford better. But J-Mo, we not talking about that, man. We talking about Calvin Johnson, his words, what he said, his stand on what he deserves from the Lions. And you are right, oh my God, Matthew Stafford did indeed get better. D-Town, most of us would be angry to pay $100 for a job not done. So $1 million, yeah, right. Okay, JGB says we all understand what he did for the team and who he is, but at the end of the day, he breached the contract. That's if you try to do that, you go out and you get into a contract with somebody, an attorney or anything, and you try to breach it and see what happened to you. If he wanted the money, he should have kept playing. Yep. I think the Lions destroyed Calvin Johnson. They sucked all of the football life out of him. I cannot believe we've been talking about Calvin Johnson for 37 minutes. This is crazy. Let me see. Ramon says no regular employee pays you before you work like the NFL. That's right. That's right. You don't work, you don't get that check. Man, I missed somebody. Oh, TA got up in here. What's up? What's up, Books Ray? TA says, Noble Sports Entertainment, it's like a builder doing contract work and don't fulfill his job duties of building a contract. Oh my goodness. I need some glasses. Hold on. It's hard to see on this screen. TA, I got you. Okay. Where you at, T? Oh man, I'm way. Okay, he said it's like a builder doing contract work and don't fulfill his job duties of building a project he was to do. He doesn't get the rest of the money because he breached the contract. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, George Morgan, what is this mother FR? I used to do demo a bad day. We didn't come home ever. Lions need to give Calvin Johnson. Lions need to give Calvin lifetime meals to the boneyard. That's funny. I want the relationship mended too, man, because I think it'll be awesome for us, the fans. I think it'll be awesome to see, just like it is when Barry wear that gold jacket, man. It'd be amazing to see him around Ford Field, man. J-Mo says, Lions made the bed, now laying it. Stop asking him to come back. Suck it up. I think from now on, Jay, you right, man. They know what they got to do, so they got to stop talking about it. The Lions have no problem paying him to show up at a draft and a gold event. I don't even think he could come to that, Alpha. I don't think he could come with that, man. Ramona New Age says, if I had $1 million and I have to put it to your channel in super chat for your channel and a month later you retire, would you give me my money back or a portion? How much? Well, first of all, if you're going to do that, I'll take it. Secondly, yes, I would actually give it all back to you. I don't even know if I would take that, man, real talk, because that's like what I don't even know if I would take that, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I would give it back, but that's just me. So, but I like that though. I like what you tried to do there. Brad Beard says, speak with the house and I will accept nothing less than a celestial promise. Noble Sports Entertainment, yes, he breached his contract. Okay, Detroit Legend Sportscast says, it's not a breach of contract when you getting paid based on what you have already done for the team. See, and that's why this thing can go around in a giant circle, because the signing guys, this is the signing bone. I hear what you're saying, but is it because it's Calvin? Okay, let me ask you guys something. Guys in the chat. Would you expect the same thing of you at your place of work if you were given a bonus based on work you had not done? If they gave you 10 grand and that was with the exception that you worked for the next 2 years, and in that 2 years, you decide that 18 months later, you're going to retire, would you be mad if your job asked for it back? And if all of this stuff is in the contract, if it's already spelled out when you signed on it, you get an email from your HR, and in that email, it's a contract you asked to sign to get this $10,000 bonus. And it's outlined, yo, if you don't work this 24 months, you gonna have to pay a prorated portion of the money back. Would you expect the same thing you to do this? Like, I'm trying to say, how would you feel? Is it because it's Calvin Megatron Johnson and it's like the Detroit? This is something that, I guess most of the fan base will stay divided. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me see. J-Mo says, okay, but before that says, Roland G says the Lions need to be professional and do this mending under the radar and keep it out of the spotlight. Well, I think Calvin Johnson has already fried that. Let me tell you why. If Calvin just pop up, hey, now I'm at the Lions events. Hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It's obvious based on his comments on Saturday that the Lions paid him money. It's super obvious. So I don't think there's no way around this. And if Calvin Johnson does pop back up, and then excuse me, our sports media is going to be like, so Calvin Johnson, did you get the money from the Fords? That's how it's going to be, man. J-Mo says, I don't care about the money he breached, yes, but don't ask, try to mend the relationship. Then Lions are, I agree with you 100%, J-Mo. Stop asking. It's like when you've told your kid, no, you're not going to get it, and they keep asking. How is a breach of contract when the contract still had 2 more years? How isn't it a breach of contract? I see you, J-Mo. JGB, I'm telling you, man, when you're trying to keep up with this stuff, Roland G, okay, the NFL need to stop the signing bonuses. I think everything's fine, Roland, because in that stuff, in that fine print is all of this information. So Calvin's like, oh my God, you let me keep 2.2 million? You asked for $1 million back? How dare you, man? Get out of here. Calvin make us seem like, Let me see. Yancey, shout out to Yancey for subscribing the other day. Your name is up there, still up there. Thank you for signing. My job will require me to give it back. Absolutely. JGB says, if Calvin helped us bring a ring, I would feel different, but I don't care. Yeah, I love Megatron, but at the end of the day, it's a meal is what it takes to keep him away from the Lions and the fans then. Peace. I got you. I feel you, Jay. That's how I feel, man, because it ain't about us. It's about that money. Alpha says, I've given money back that I was paid for something I didn't end up doing. That's why I feel this way. But the Lions are going to have to do this because they need him here. Calvin probably will get his way. Detroit Sports said the common job doesn't have contracts like that, only sports. I agree with you. I was making a metaphor, Willie, but you know what I'm saying? I have been in a situation that I got overpaid. It was a mess up in my it was a mess up in my HR department, and they overpaid everybody, and I had to give it back. They would send like the organizational police after you if you didn't. So, yeah, but I mean, I had to bring it down to our level. I'm sure some of us may have been overpaid before. The point is, if you were going to mop somebody's floor or sweep somebody's house or cut somebody's grass or whatever, if you, like, for instance, the perfect thing, lawn services, you actually do the work before you get paid. But if you don't get that money at the end of that month, you going to stop. You're not going to keep coming back, and you going to get your money from these people. So, I don't understand, guys. It says, well, Calvin explains himself so we all understand. You think that he would... Okay, let me start over. If Calvin explains himself so we all understand, you think that would help? Hearing this about Calvin and not from him in person doesn't help his case. Yes, Roland, that's what I said a little while ago, that Calvin needs to get in front of this thing because it is so much different than what we expected, what we have come to expect from the great Calvin Johnson. We have come to expect him to be a specific way. So I think he does need to get under here. Willie, it was a metaphor, bro. It was a metaphor. But even if it wasn't, the point is he did work. He didn't do the work that he was paid. He wasn't even is what it is. So out of respect, we were supposed to let him keep. And in my opinion, out of respect, they let him keep $2.2 million. We just needed $1 million. But we're going to go around in circles in this. If George Morgan says there are medical programs that give you a job out of school for a 2-year agreement, and then you pay your school. But if you don't finish the contract for your 2 years, you are on the hook for the school. You talking about student loans, George Morgan, or something like that? Alpha says Calvin has zero appreciation for how regular people live. That's what I think too. 1 second, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up because I got some stuff I need to do. I'm telling you. Ooh-wee. Let me just finish up these comments. It says Calvin has zero. Okay. Yeah, but people trying to normalize it doesn't work because it isn't normal. Okay. I feel you, J-Mo. Guess nobody buying trees. I don't know if he started yet. All this is just messy, bro. I don't care about. Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I got to get off. Something's come up. So I do appreciate y'all. This was a very, very good conversation. I'm sure we will talk about it in more depth tomorrow at the round table. I am very interested to hear J-Mo's voice, Luke's voice, TA. Very interested to hear this. So I know Calvin Johnson pretty much dominated the conversation, but I'm thinking about doing something